Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
How are you all?
We are fine, Prabhuji. How about you?
Also, good. Fine. Okay. Wish you all a very happy Nrsimha Chaturdashi. May Lord Shri Prahalad Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagavan bless all of us with lot of strength in practicing bhakti. And may we be blessed always and approach and serve Him. ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायण नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. So let's begin. Let's begin from taking some references from Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, and feel inspired to know more about the Nrsimha pastime, how the Lord appeared, and why he appeared, and that's very important because when we learn about the Lord's appearance and his pastimes, then our life is successful. And that is all this process of bhakti. Bhakti is not for any other intention, any other interest, but it is only to always hear the appearance and the glories of the Lord. And Srimad Bhagavatam is crushed jewel. It is the Amala Purana. We know that this is also Mahapuran because it has all the 10 subjects in detail described. Yeah, there is this Atro Sargo Visargascha Sthanam Poshanam Utaya, and then Manvantareshu Ishanu Kirtanam, yeah, and then Nirodha Muktir Ashraya. So these are 10 subject matters or 10 divisions, and a Puran is qualified as Mahapuran if all the 10 items are explained. Otherwise, there are other Puranas are also there. Yeah, Nrsimha Puran is also there, which is called Upapurana because it has not all the 10 divisions part of it. And why Srimad Bhagavatam is glorified as the topmost is because it grants us the entry into the topmost signs of God. Hmm? Straight gradually takes us to this topmost ashraya to understand what is the supreme practice of bhakti. And different cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam are signifying different parts of the the divine transcendental body of the Lord. And the 7th canto and 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam are the arms of the Lord. And we know through the arms of the Lord what we do. I mean, through our arms, what we do is we engage in activities. This whole canto, 7th canto, is telling about that there are two kinds of activities. One is auspicious and one is inauspicious activity. Auspicious activities lead to pious results, and inauspicious activities lead to impious or sinful results. So this is what is Srimad Bhagavatam in the seventh canto, which is called Uti. Yeah, Utaya. Utaya means impetus. Impetus means inclination to do something, and this is what we do with our hands. So then there are activities that are unfavorable and some activities are non-favorable. And how to know is to see under what influence of time one is acting. We are in this world, and in this world we have the influences of three modes of material nature. And this material nature is so strong that it is very difficult for one to come out of it on his own. But still, in this, there are three levels. One is the mode of ignorance, the mode of passion, and mode of goodness. And when one is acting in the mode of goodness, yeah, which is sattva guna, in the time is the controlling factor, and that is influencing the way the material nature works. So when there is sattva guna, when the time is in the mode of favorable for mode of goodness, then one does pious activities, and they are demigods. And when one is acting in the mode of rajoguna and tamoguna, in the mode of passion and ignorance, due to the effect of time, then he is incurring sin, because he is indulging in impious activities. What is pious activity? What is impious activity is the activities that are carried out in line with Shastras, in line with Shrutis, in line with sadhus, in line with Guru instructions. That is sattvic, or the activities that are favorable for one being. And the activities that are done otherwise are unfavorable and are done out of one's own concoction, out of one's own desire, because this inclination is driven by desire, mana. The mind is is the seed. The mind is the power. The mind is the position from where we act. It is something like it is the director of this body. We act with our mind. So this mind is driven by the thoughts, and these thoughts can be based on our self desires, our own interest to enjoy, or if these are controlled, because the mind is is on one sense is very powerful, yeah, and at the same time mind has so much power that it can control the senses, but the sense objects, the material nature, which is the nature of the Lord, yeah, external energy, is so powerful that it can also overrule the mind if one is not careful. So that's why it said that mind is our enemy and mind is our friend. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying that one should control the mind, one should take control of mind, so that using the intelligence and advance nicely to understand what is the purpose and goal of life. In Srimad Bhagavatam, in the seventh canto, there is this conversation. Yeah, the conversation is between Narada Muni and Yudhishthir. In when the Rajasuya Yajna was going on, we know that Shishupal uh, mm, was envious, who is envious of Krishna, was uh, offending, uh, and yeah, the Lord was tolerating. Lord was tolerating, and then there was a moment where, yeah, it crossed over the limits, and then Shishupal was, yeah, with Lord Sudarshan Chakra. Yeah, he was beset, and his after that something wonderful happened. After he was killed in the presence of everyone, everyone could see that after Shishupal was killed, then the spirit, the soul of Shishupal uh, went up in, and then it came and uh, uh, got united with Lord Krishna, who was present there. It's an amazing thing to see that. Okay, a demon or a person who is so abusive, who is have committed, who is so envious like a serpent, is also getting mukti. Yeah, that surprised Yudhishthir Maharaj. And then after the Rajasuya Yajna was over, then Yudhishthir Maharaj was asking Narad Muni, yeah, who was his spiritual master. Yeah, yeah. So in the presence of Guru, he was so fortunate, and then he took this opportunity to ask some very important questions. Mm. He's saying that Lord is equal to everyone, but why is he partial to to demigods? He put forth few examples, and he was also saying, and then he says, and here we see that Shishupal, yeah, who's enemy, who is envious of the Lord, and when he was killed, how come that he got this Sayuja Mukti, liberation? That was surprising, and he was not able to understand. Is it that Lord is partial to demigods? Is Lord why is he so partial when he everyone is his children? No? Is Lord afraid of demigods? That's why he is there something that he is scared of them, due to which he is favoring them more? Yeah. So in that way, Yudhishthir Maharaj was asking these questions, and that also is very nice, yeah, because this also sometimes we do not know understand why Lord has enacted certain leelas, and then we also start thinking that Lord is not fair. Lord uh, has done something that is not fair, and um, we start distrusting in Lord's leelas, and we even come to a point that we start thinking that Lord is kapata. Yeah, he is a trickster, and he only favors someone except me. So it's always a war between me and Lord. This is the feeling that grows more and more, and then we see that uh, uh, we do not take side of the Lord. No, we start misunderstanding the Lord's uh, influence on us, which is actually for our upliftment. Here we see that he is especially inclined to his devotees. Why? Because the devotees are always engaging in the service of the Lord, which is natural. It is just very natural that if one brings a fruit to us, tomorrow we would like to give him also something in return. This is a very nice culture we have in India. Yeah, when a neighbor is bringing something to us, then we have this like, oh, now something I also would like to give him. This reciprocation, which is very natural. And this is also natural if someone is not bringing us something, maybe we may not also give them, but definitely we will give to someone who has come and has given something. Yeah, whether it could be vegetables or it could be cow milk or ghee or all the uh, gifts. That's why exchanging of gifts between devotees is considered very, very important. Why? Because there is a reciprocation. And the Lord, when devotees itself have this feeling of reciprocation, Lord will definitely do that. So he he is not in the under the influence of time, and so he is beyond this modes of nature. So he is fully free to do anything, and he definitely doesn't want to keep debt. If we do something, uh, a favor to the Lord doesn't want to keep it. He want to reciprocate many times than what a devotee can do. This we know from this pastime where Krishna, when he was a boy, child, when there was a fruit seller, lady who brought, she gave just a fruit to Krishna. But then what Krishna has given in return is that this whole basket is transformed. All the fruits have become gems. Yeah, that is a reciprocation. And what happens here is that, but even when he punishes and kills the demons, they only benefit from that. So even when Lord is punishing someone, it's not that we see that, hey, Lord is very, what do you call, merciless, or he's a brutaless. No, it's not that. Even in his punishment, it is only benefiting a person. Just like Shishupal, he got this mukti, liberation. Yeah. So Lord punished, and still the mercy is still there. Whether it is a demon or a devotee, in that way we see that Lord is impartial. Hmm? But he is so in favor of definitely protecting his devotees. Yeah. And this is what we see, um, because we see that, uh, especially in this lila, we see two personalities. We see one personality in the form of Hiranyakashipu, who is who believes in himself, who believes there is nothing beyond himself, who thinks that everything is achievable with mere power. If one has power, position, name, and fame, then he can be God. This is Hiranyakashipu's understanding. So, Hiranyakashipu, when he learned that his brother was killed, when Hiranyaksha was killed by Vishnu in the form of Varaha Swami, yeah, then he got, uh, yeah, he learned that he was the cause of his brother's death. He instructed all the his friends. He instructed his friends, saying that, okay, let's now uh, torture, persecute all the innocent people. Yeah, stop all kinds of religious activities, and all worship to Vishnu should be stopped now. This is a kind of communism thoughts that Hiranyakashipu had in those days, that there is no God, let one should not worship the God, uh, because he saw how can this happen. Yeah, so he uh, performed uh, all last rites to Hiranyaksha. And then in the second chapter, there is very nice description that when Hiranyakashipu's mother, she was lamenting, when she was lamenting that, oh, Hiranyaksha, my son is dead. And obviously, when the younger son is dead, the mother feels even more painful. And the elder son takes the lead, and he is speaking the topmost knowledge about nirvana, about detachment of life. Yeah, he is saying that this is just material body. There is soul, and soul doesn't has end. This body died. What you are seeing, your son dead, is only the matter that goes back into the matter. And he also gives so much about example from the Shastras, where Yamaraj is explaining what is the purpose of this life, and how a body, when it's dead, dead matter, the soul will move on, and it will not come back. So all this Shastra, the knowledge, Hiranyakashipu is well versed. And demonic nature is to use this knowledge to justify what they do. So Hiranyakashipu, yeah, he said, don't worry. What you have not lost anything. Huh? But he doesn't intend to act on the basis of Shastras, which means when Hiranyakashipu has such a great realization that I am not this body, I am the soul, uh, then what one should do? One should understand that how to favor the soul, because that is going beyond this life. But Hiranyakashipu was focused more on this because he want to have immediate benefit. He is only thinking that, okay, um, everything is there in this life, and if I am powerful, I can also become immortal. And that was the interest that provoked, or made him big plans. Now he want to become immortal. He want to become immortal. Why? Because he want to become all powerful. And then he went to perform severe austerities to please Lord Brahma. Uh, um, he his penance was very intense, that all the planets above, They started becoming very, very hot, very, very hot that it's unbearable. Now we know how in summer time when the temperature is just 50 degrees, we are feeling very tough. The temperatures in the high planets increased so much that it became unbearable for them to stay there. Uh, so this strong intention of what Hiranyakashipu had was he want to become immortal because he doesn't want to be just like Hiranyaksha, um, dead in the hand of Vishnu. So let me become strong and let me uh, destroy Vishnu. So that was the spirit. So rather than becoming a devotee of Vishnu, he was always envious of Vishnu's position. Why Vishnu is always glorified? Huh? That too, he came as a trickster and in a disguise as a pig and then killed. We always see, right? When we don't like some act, we always put our thought and justify that hey, that thing what was done is not correct. So in that spirit, what Hiranyakashipu did, he did a ghor tapasya, and in this ghor tapasya, what happened? He didn't care to take even water for hundred of celestial years. He was doing the tapasya austerity without even taking water. Yeah, so much so that he finally pleased Lord Brahma. And when Lord Brahma appeared, what he asked was uh, unheard, uh, not even easy to conceive. What he asked was he doesn't want death. Of course, if one is in a very good position, one who has very strong body power, he would definitely want to stay like that forever. Who wants trouble? Because after all, we are doing all struggle to be happy. And Hiranyakashipu was in that position of happiness and he wanted to maintain it forever. And for that, he said, I don't want death. And Lord Brahma said, whom are you asking? Even I don't have that with me. Even I, at one point of time, I have to die. So I cannot give something that's not in my hands. Because it is only Lord Vishnu, Mukunda, who can give mukti from this material condition of life, of cycle of birth and death. So then understanding Brahma's situation, then Hiranyakashipu started coming up with a very nice, clever means of asking that, okay, then at least give me immortality against, and then he said, let me not meet death from any of the living entity that you have created. We know that Brahma is the Srishti Karta of the universe, that everything created by him. But we know, from Bhagavatam evidence, he created what? He has done only Visarga. Sarga is not created by him. But anyway, maybe Hiranyakashipu also know that. So then he further said that, okay, uh, no death from any living entity created by you, uh, no death within the or outside of a residence. Yeah. So where can one be? Yeah. It is either one is at home or outside home. We don't see any other possibility, right? So he asked that, and during a daytime or night time, or on the ground or on the sky, or by any other beyond Brahma, uh, any weapon, human being or animal, uh, from any living entity or non-living entity, uh, which means if you see an arrow, it's a non-living entity. mm, so in that way, he asked such a boon, which makes it like, okay, wow, from any demigod, any demon, snakes from Patal or lower planets. So in that way, he asked, and then he also said, "Let me not have any rival. If someone has a rival, then he will come and attack, and there is a risk of death." He is also saying, "No rival. Give me sole lordship over everything, all the beings, living beings, and the preceding deities." You know that planets, grahas, right? Surya graha, Chandra graha, Buddha, and all planets are who are influencing how we live. And Hiranyakashipu asked a boon that even, yeah, uh, let me have control on them and give me all mystic powers attained by someone who has done very, very long austerities and yoga practices. Yeah, if the Lord is coming and if He's asking, what do you want? Thinking on spot of such a very big means of avoiding death, yeah, it's very difficult. It was possible only for Hiranyakashipu. So in one way, we see that, yeah, Hiranyakashipu is very clever, yeah, isn't it? To think of such a great means of avoiding death. Yeah, yeah, we may think, no, no, please add this, please add this. By the way, in in some reference, there is also, it is said that Hiranyakashipu even said, "Let me not be killed in any of these 12 months." In a year, we have 12 months, right? So, which means when, in which year can one can kill um, Hiranyakashipu? It's not possible, right? In every year, we see 12 months. But of every 19 years, there comes Adhika Mas. There comes this Purushottam month. And that's how, yeah, Lord made it possible. Lord created that Purushottam Mas, yeah, and in that way we see that actually Nrsimha Chaturdashi, though we are celebrating every year, uh, but it says that in real, it comes once in 19 years. Hmm. And that month also, yeah, I heard to Dinabandhu Prabhu, he was mentioning that that month also comes between Snana Yatra and Ratha Yatra of, yeah, in Jagannath Puri. Uh, and yeah, anyway, so that intelligent was that clever, not intelligent, that clever was Hiranyakashipu to think of a an algorithm, yeah, where there is, he thought it's a foolproof algorithm for eternity. We also all want to live for eternity. There is, if we have all facilities, all royal life, if we are king, if we have all people who are under our control, we want to live forever. And this is what Hiranyakashipu asked. And then Brahma, Lord Brahma said, "You what you have asked is durlabham. It's very, very difficult to attain. But still, I am pleased. I am pleased. Huh? Now you are perfect in austerity. The reasons why Brahma is now giving this boon is saying that you have in your austerity you are perfect. Yeah, and it's astonishing how you have done for very long time. In spite your body is eaten up. Your body is eaten up by the insects. That, yeah, maybe you have seen some photos where there is this part where a yogi is doing penance and half of the body is skeleton, yeah, and he's lifting his hand up and doing the tapasya. So that is about Hiranyakashipu. So his body was eaten, there was only skeleton, and his life air, yeah, the atma is the atma, his life air is circulating within his bones. It's amazing, yeah. So we see that, yeah, we know that the sitting place of the Atma is the heart, and this living air is circulating in the bones. So rigorous tapasya he was doing. He's saying, and it's unparalleled austerities that you have taken, that you have done this, yeah, without even taking water for 100 celestial years. And your determination conquered me. I will give you all the benedictions that you want. And in that way, he attained this benediction. That's not at all easy. It's not at all easy. So we have to see, Hiranyakashipu is glory. He is very glorious because it's not like a simple thing. Yeah, if I want, waiting for it to come is a very low class mentality where it is in the mode of ignorance, where when the fortune comes, that it will come to me, then I will enjoy. If not, it's not in my name, what to do? After all, everything is decided by Lord. Not doing anything is one way, but the other way is to really uh, turn all odds in one's favor and work out very hard, and achieve it. That is the personality, Hiranyakashipu. So he is not ordinary. He's really, really great. And he's also very clever. It's not that he had only the uh, determination and endurance for long, he also had intelligence what to ask when the time comes. Yeah? So he was intelligent in that way. But what happened here is that he got the benediction, he is successful, but is he really successful? Is the question. Because what he was doing in this plan of living longer, he was thinking only material life. He didn't think that, yeah, he didn't really focus on that, hey, when I know that I am spirit soul, I should ask something for long term or eternity. He wanted to have this temporary reality as eternity. Huh? It is something like, okay, if we get an opportunity to invest in something, if we think that, okay, this bitcoins or this something is going to flourish for 5 years, let me put all my money there. What will happen after 5 years? I don't care. No. So investing in eternal things is very, very important. And when Hiranyakashipu has done it and pleased Brahma, when Brahma appeared, then when Brahma gave the boon, he should have asked something which is real, helpful. So it it is great endeavor to attain what he did. hmm, But because he asked material things, it's of it's not really clever of Hiranyakashipu. Huh? Why? Because these benediction becomes a kind of a curse in disguise. We also see in Ramayana where Ravan also asked, he also got power. But what happened? When one gets so much power, then he thinks that he is now mission impossible. No one can do anything to him, and then he will start doing everything that uh, because of no fear. Now he starts fearing of no one, and because there is no fear, then he does everything that to break the rules. Because for him, he sees there is no rule, and then he violates shastras. So it's very difficult. First thing is Hiranyakashipu got this boon, but to maintain this, to see, it's not just only one-time effort. If it is one-time effort, one can get it. But to maintain such a boon forever is very difficult. And here we see what Hiranyakashipu mm, didn't manage mm, to continue to do that. Why? Because first thing, as soon as when one gets power, what happens is he is already covered by the superior energy, by the material energy. It's not our energy through which we are managing everything. It is by the energy of the Lord. And then here what happened? He continued to become more envious of Lord Vishnu. Now he thought, now I have power, I can even, oh Lord, who is Lord Vishnu? Huh? Now if he comes, now I can show who I am. Maybe Hiranyaksha was not prepared, was not as powerful as me. Now I have all the protection, I have all the kavachas, I have all immunity, I have all the vaccinations required for this. Huh? And then he was more envious of Lord Vishnu. And he said he started conquering all directions and planets in three worlds, and he oppressed the demigods, the devatas, uh, and uh, who- and then they had to bow down to uh, Venaka. Vinda? Yeah. So and then in that way, when one gets on to the power, then he starts thinking he is the conqueror. He is supreme conqueror. He has started taking control of all the directions and devatas. He became the Ekarath. Ekarat means dictator. Uh, we know, yeah, even today we can see how one person can still influence the world conditions. And then he is became a severe ruler, Chanda Shasana, not not a ruler where everyone he takes the opinion of everyone. We know, for example, in Russia, how there is no open journalism. I don't know what is it called, freestyle or no free journalism, where no one has the right until the authorities can give the permission. Mm. So that is what is Chanda Shashan. Yeah, and he chastised the demigods for no reason to show one's own power. Um, uh, he is affecting the civilians. Yeah, to show that he is not for no reason. Yeah, the civilians have not done anything. It was his own interest, and to showcase that he can do anything. Yeah, he was just pushing in that way. Yeah, for for us to understand, visualize how was the situation. Yeah. So, in spite of controlling all the directions and enjoying all kinds of sense gratification, still, what happened is, still he was dissatisfied. Huh? In spite, yeah, just imagine one who is in the prime of his success. Are we thinking that he is happy? He will not be happy. That is the Shastras which are telling through examples that a person who attains power, who has who has become supreme power, yeah, in spite of controlling all the directions and the ruling preceding deities and everything that literally came into his control, uh, he was still not happy. Why? Why? Because he controlled everything, but he had uncontrolled senses. Control outside is one thing, but control inside is different thing, even at a different level. What we can see, maybe we can control. What we cannot see, to control that, we need a different power. That power, Hiranyakashipu didn't ask. He thought that he has asked everything and he became powerful, but he didn't ask that, and that's why uh, he is a clever person or not. Yeah, we will see. Huh? So in that way, sa itam nirjita kakub ekarat vishayan priyam yato pajosam bhunjayano naprayad ajitindriyaha. So he was dissatisfied by because he had uncontrolled senses. Ajitindriya, he has not conquered his senses. That's why he was not happy. Whereas a person, if he has conquered his senses, he doesn't have to conquer the world. Then he is still happy. So in this way, this material energy is so powerful that as soon as one becomes materially opulent, uh, then he begins to transgress the shastric laws and he will break. And when he starts breaking, whatever the powers that he has is of no use. This power will simply um, destroy. Yeah, it leads him to the path of destruction. Yeah. So in that way, we see here, uh, Hiranyakashipu is literally alone now, because yeah, he thinks that he need not. He doesn't need any protection from anything, anyone, because he is himself. He can protect himself. That itself is again because of the false ego. And second thing is he has a lot of envy on Lord Vishnu. He is thinking that I am greater than Vishnu, but why everyone is praising him? So in that way, uh, while this is going on, the devatas they approached Lord Vishnu for protection. This is the difference. When one person thinks that I am powerful, then he will think that I don't need anything for protection. I am whatever I have now, it is because of my effort. That mentality, which means of believing in only oneself, not in anything superior, leads to destruction. Whereas demigods, the devatas, in distress, uh, what he did, they approached to take shelter of their well-wishing friend. Yeah, this is very normal. When we have trouble, after all, that is the purpose of friend. A friend, a friend is not for a business. that you do, I do. No, a friend is the one where one can go and share his concerns and share his happiness. And here the devatas, they approached in distress. They approached their well-wishing friend, Lord Vishnu. Suhridam sarva bhuteshu. Yeah. So the Lord, who is for the well-wishing, who is well-wishing friend, who is in everyone's heart. Hmm? So they approached, and then the Lord is saying, he after hearing to their concern, is saying, Ma bhaista vibuddha shrestha sarvesham bhadram astuva. I wish all good fortune to you. Bhadram, sarvesham bhadram astuva. So Lord is granting all auspiciousness to everyone. He is saying, hmm? And then mad uh, darshanam hi bhutanam. Just by my darshan, mad darshanam hi bhutanam uh, sarva shreyopapatyate, upapatyate, sarva shreya. All auspiciousness is attained just by my darshan, Lord is saying. And what kind of darshan one can have is by chanting and hearing. Why? Because through this process, in this hearing, one can have the darshan of the Lord. And of course, here the Lord says that tolerate what you are going through until mad darshanam. When I come, yeah, he's not telling, yeah, I'm taking Nrsimha form. Yeah, he's saying when I appear, until then, yeah, tolerate. So he's saying mat bhaista vibuddha shrestha. So he's saying all you demigods, all you great persons, listen, sarvesham bhadram uh, astuva. So in that way the Lord is granting assurance and relief for the devatas. Hmm? And why Lord is vanquishing Hiranyakashipu? Yeah, because the question is still there, right? Is Lord partial or not partial? Yeah, is it just because, okay, when they are fighting, why the Lord has to go? Yeah, when there is one person fighting and the other person is, uh, why a third person is going into it? uh, yeah, here is saying yada deveshu vedeshu. Here is saying uh, I cannot tolerate, hmm, when a person is envious, and what he does is yada deveshu vedeshu gopeshu vipreshu sadhushu dharme mayi cha vidveshah sabha asu vinasyati. But it's not that I have to, yeah, the destruction is by default there for people who are doing what kind of things. When one is envious of Vedas, one who thinks that Vedas are not superior or doesn't exist, uh, or Vedas are only a means of one's own obstacle for one's own pleasure. In that way, Vedas, uh, Deveshu Vedeshu, Deveshu, the demigods. When one is envious of their position, these devatas enjoying with Surapan and Apsarasas and all, when one is feeling that envy of that, uh, Vedeshu, Deveshu, Vedeshu, Goshu, cows, and Vipreshu. Vipreshu Sadhava, Vipreshu Sadhushu. So, Goshu, yeah, cow, Vipreshu are Brahmanas, and Sadhushu are Vaishnavas. Hmm? And dharme mayi cha vidveshu. So in that way, the religious principles that are propounded by me, when one is envious of these things, then what is happening? Then he and his civilization, not only he and his civilization will be vanquished. And this is how Lord is telling to the demigods that Hiranyakashipu, he belongs to that category, right? So yeah. And but when will Hiranyakashipu will kill? Why killing is clear. When he will kill is the question. Where the Lord is also telling that to relieve the distress of the demigods. He's saying, okay, when he teases his son Prahalad, who is what? Why? When who is without enemy? Prahlad has no enemies. Who is a peaceful Mahatma? Uh, and then when he interferes or when he tortures such a devotee, then I will kill Hiranyakashipu, despite the benedictions of Brahma. So this is a clear statement. This is a clear statement. The Lord is telling, don't worry. Yeah, and then they returned. After knowing this, they are relieved. Uh, so why this? Why is this trigger point is required here, where we see that Hiranyakashipu is so powerful. But how can he lose all that power is when he commits a Vaishnava aparadh? What he has done when one tortures, when one want to hurt, when one want to trouble a Vaishnava, then the Lord will not tolerate anymore. He is ready if Hiranyakashipu is envious of Vishnu, he is fine. But he cannot tolerate when a sadhushu, when a person is envious of a sadhu. So in that way it is clear. Shri Shri Nrsimha Dev Bhagavan. Hmm. So in that way we see that Hiranyakashipu, when he tortures or teases his son, that is the moment. His time is very very close. Uh, he want eternity. He wanted to become um, become what do you call powerful. He wanted to become so powerful that he want to order the time. But when this happens, then he is back. He has to follow the time. So this is the very very important thing. That when we are taking Srimad Bhagavatam, it is not just a story where a boy has done something and the father has punished and the father is killed by a great person. It's not just that. We see here why, and that Vaishnava aparad is the thing that one should not um, incur. Uh, and then Sukadev Goswami, oh no, Narada Muni is still explaining to Yudhishthir Maharaj, yeah, that who is Prahalad, and then he was telling he is hmm, one second, Brahmanya, he is Brahmana, Shila Sampanna, Satya Sandho, Jitendriya, Atmavat Sarva Bhutanam, Eka Priya Suhritam, Dasavat Sanna सन्नताराय अङ्घ्रिः पित्रवात् दीनवत्सलः गुरुस्व ईश्वरभावनः विद्यार्थरूप जन्माद्यो मानस्तंभ विवर्जितः. So here that is Prahlad. uh, so who he is qualified as a Brahmana Shila Sampanna. Uh, he is denoted to spiritual knowledge. Satya Sandho Jitendriya. He is very truthful to his word, and Jitendriya is control, determined to understand the absolute truth. So endowed with good character, and then Atmavat Sarva Bhutanam. He Atmavat. He sees absolute truth in every being. It's very difficult uh, to see the other person, that in other person is also Lord present, and to see in compassion, very difficult. uh, Eka Priya Suhruttama. And in that way he is um, um, surrendered. Sorry, he's like the Paramatma. He is kind to all beings and their one dear Eka, best friend and well-wisher. So here is seeing that just like the Lord has all these great qualities, his devotees, Uttama Adhikari devotee, in the form of Prahalad Maharaj also has this. Eka Priya Suratam, one best friend of all living beings. And then how does he deal with others? This Dasavat Sanna Sannataryan which means he is surrendered to the feet of wise like a menial servant, and then Pitrava Deenavatsalah towards he is kind to Deenavatsala. So he, to poor people he is like a father, Pitra, yeah, and then he is affectionate to equals like brother, and respectful to gurus, seeing them as good as Lord, and then endowed with education, wealth, beauty, uh, good birth. Uh, uh, so he is so perfect, and obviously, when such a person has so many qualities, he may have some pride. But uh, Narada Muni is also telling that this person doesn't has pride. This person is free from pride and unsubmissiveness. Uh, Prahalad is Mahabhagavat. Uh, why? There is also a description. There is also a description about how he was acting on a day-to-day daily routine. He was crying sometimes out of separation from the Lord. He was laughing when he had the darshan of the Lord. He was became joyful, joyful, uh, tat chinta hladana, and singing loudly when he becomes very joy and jubilant, and loudly calling out the Lord in anxiety, what happened, and then sometimes dances in jubilation, and sometimes imitates the pastimes of the Lord. Yeah, and sometimes is silent, uh, with his hair standing on his skin, on his end, and feeling the touch of Lord's hand, and he becomes blissful. uh, and he doesn't move and shed tears for his from his eyes due to love for Godhead. uh, Very, very, very unique. At a child having these symptoms, we know that a child is crying for things he wanted, it didn't happen, or a child is laughing as soon as he gets what he wants. He dances. I mean, all these symptoms maybe a child can manifest, but out of love of Godhead, no. So only a Mahabhagavat has these symptoms, and that proves that Prahalad Maharaj is a Mahabhagavata. And Hiranyakashipu tormented Prahalad, and this is very astonishing, huh? Because Yudhishthira Maharaj is hearing when Narad Muni is glorifying Prahalad Maharaj, then he is thinking, when Prahalad is so great, having all qualities of a great devotee, all qualities. uh, um, Even he doesn't has pride, and he has what is that, vivarjitah, manastamba vivarjitah. Also he is very submissive. Yeah, just any of these disqualifications, maybe one may think, okay, there is an exception, but he had all these great qualities. So what is the reason why Hiranyakashipu had to kill uh, his son? Huh? This was the question that astonished Yudhishthir Maharaj, and because Yudhishthir Maharaj is saying that um, parents, we know, are very affectionate to their children, and sometimes to correct their children they may chastise them, because so that the child is not spoiled, and put them in some instruction for the instruction and not out of enmity. But the way that you are telling is, what is there to correct in Prahalad Maharaj? He is already Mahabhagavat. When everything is there. huh? Yeah. So the doubt that Yudhishthir Maharaj is asking to Narad Muni is very, very valid. And actually, yeah, if you don't know the whole lila, we may also be stuck. Why? Why is this? Uh, it is just because Hiranyakashipu was envious. Because he was envious of whom? Of the Lord. Yeah. Mm, because the devotee also has the same qualities, so he is also envious of his devotee. Yeah. So, and then, I mean, 1 hour just passed like that. Uh, then comes now about Prahalad Maharaj. This whole fifth chapter explains about his great qualities, especially in action. Yeah, we may think that okay, these qualities of not of crying loudly and weeping tears and all. Na? So we see that in practice, how he practiced, uh, where um, yeah, a child is usually sent to a school. Yeah, when the age comes. So Hiranyakashipu has organized a very nice Gurukul, very international standards. Yeah, because the teachers are of sons of Sukracharya, Chanda, and Amarka. Yeah, and qualified, hmm, very nice, paid teachers, very qualified institute. So in that way, Prahlad was put in that, uh, and expert in teaching. The school is expert, uh, for teaching political sciences, politics. The most important thing to live in this world is politics, right? If one knows what to talk at what time, then he can escape uh, um, the punishment, and he can just move on country to country, and uh, though he has committed crime, he can manage to live forever in that way. Anyway, so yeah, here Hiranyakashipu has put Prahalad Maharaj in this school of Chanda and Amarka Acharyas in that Gurukul for education. What kind of education? Politics, morals, devotion, Nyaya, to make Prahalad a Nyaya Kovida. Yeah. If one is an expert of Niti, Kutniti, Rajniti, and this kind of Nitis, that can be used for one's uh, moral living. At the same time, if one is cunning, he can use that to escape the punishment. Anyway, so Prahlad was put there. Of course, Prahlad didn't like all this political philosophy, because politics itself means some discrimination between mine and others, between about friend and enemy, about duality of oneself and others. So Prahlad Maharaj, who is a Mahabhagavat, he never see anyone as his enemy. Yeah. So he is a well-wisher, and yeah, what did we say? He's like a Pitravad Deenavatsalaha. So that's how he sees. Uh, and there, Hiranyakashipu, yeah, huh, with first appointment after the Gurukul, he was very eager to know what my son has learnt, expecting something that he wanted to hear, that he wanted to hear about the greatness maybe of himself, or but he was shocked. Why? Because he was saying tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam. So he first has addressed his father as saying, oh, best of demons. He didn't say, hey Parameshwar. Hey, he didn't say Jagadishwar. He didn't say that. He said that he is uh, suravarya dehinam. And what kind of
Okay.
tat,
So,
no? Yeah. Tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvignam diyam asat grahat. So he is telling that, oh, best of demons, I think the best thing of all the embodied beings who are always full of anxiety. Uh, what is that? Asad grahat. Uh, Hitvatvam patam grahamanda kupam vanam gato yad darim. Yad darim ashrayeta. So he's saying that, oh, best of the demons, Asuravarya. Uh, I think the best thing of all the embodied beings who are always full of anxieties. In this world, there is no one who is bereft of anxiety. Yeah, especially who is always planning, and replanning, new planning. It's all planning game going on. Uh, in that game of planning, There is always anxiety, and anxiety is creating more anxiety, because if one is becoming rich, he has another anxiety. If one is poor, he has another anxiety. So in that way, the anxiety, which is called kuntha, uh, in this kuntha layam, there is place for anxiety only. Yeah. So unless one comes to a Vaikuntha consciousness, he cannot be anxious free. So what he's saying with that, with mind, uh, absorbed in all this anxiety, of what kind of absorption? It is about my and mine, and always thinking I in the center. This conception, hmm, to give up the soul, degrading, uh, to give up the soul degrading mentality of what? Going into this uh, andakupam. What is that? Patam graham andakupam. Hitvatmapatam graham andakupam. So, of this mentality, what is that mentality? To go deep, deep, deep into this dark well of andakupam, of materialistic life, due to thinking of mine. We are looking, where is that mine, my happiness, my. In that way, people are diving into the from high hills and deep into the waters of finding my happiness. Hmm. To give up the soul degrading blind well like materialistic household life, huh? Huh? And then, but what to do after that? Vanam gato yadhiram ashrayeta. So one should leave such immediately. He says immediately one should leave such a materialistic life and do what? Huh? Do what? To go to Vanam. Vanam gati. Vanam gato yad. What kind of one is also mentioned? It is the Vrindavanam. It's not any forest, because nowadays forest is also a very nice place. We can go to the forest and do a lot of trekking in the forest, hiking in the uh, and all these kind of nice recreation activities in the forest. No, not any kind of forest where we cannot remember the Lord, but to go to Vrindavan where we can remember only the Lord and take shelter, not just go there and Harim Ashrayat. Yad Harim Ashrayat. Not just going to a forest, have our own plans of having nice food and shelter there. Yeah, not to big, not to start building a houses with small stones, and then or making find a place in a cave and stay there. No, the purpose of going to the vana is very serious. Uh, uh, gato vanam gato yad harim ashraye, to take shelter of the Lord. That is what. So this is the first blow. It was very hard, yeah, for a devotee like you all. Maybe it looks so pleasing because it's so nice, because it is telling about the real truth, to go to the forest for the real purpose. And yes, this world is full of anxiety. Yes, we should leave all these things. But here we are seeing that Hiranyakashipu is laughing. He was thinking, this the intelligence of these children uh, in the Gurukul is spoiled uh, by the words of some enemy. Para, mm, para, uh, parapaksha. Yeah, parapaksha. So the person who is there, he is a maybe someone has come in disguise. He's telling to Shanda and Amarkwa that maybe the guy who came, yeah, yeah, there is a Vaishnava would have come in the disguise of a Brahmana into your Gurukul and have spoiled the children. So be careful. Huh? Huh? So be careful. And this is what is the difference between a demon and a Vaishnava. Demons consider Vaishnava as Parapaksha, as enemies. Huh? And the devotees, they consider everyone equal. They have no feeling of Swa and Para. Yeah. So whereas this demon is saying, there is maybe some Parapaksha Vadi or someone who has come in the disguise of a Brahmana, maybe he has come and screwed up the children. Uh, so and then Shanda and Amarga asks, who has spoiled his mind? After going back to Gurukul, na? Then Shanda and Amarka ask Prahalad, and Prahalad is answering. He's saying, he's glorifying the Lord while explaining answer to his teachers in a submissive way. He is saying, the Lord who has created this Maya, uh, its effects of material conception of life, that distinguishes between Swa and Para by deluding the intelligence, Vimohita Diyam. Uh, my respect to that Supreme Lord. This material world which is having this duality understanding, and which is alluring, and which is deluding the intelligence of people to forget that he is soul, but uh, and thinking that he is body. That is what? That is the energy of the Lord. And uh, that energy, so when they are asking, when the teachers are asking, who has given you, who has spoiled your mind, he is saying, this mind, who has spoiled it? The Lord. Hmm. The Lord has given this, and he's saying that my great glories to that Lord who has spoiled so many people to understand, to forget the reality. My consciousness is saying, my consciousness is attracted to the Chakrapani who holds the Sudarshan Chakra in his hand. Huh? Huh? And how? How? Just like a piece of iron gets attracted to magnet. Huh? So in that way, I don't have any independence. So here, the blame is, don't put blame on me. Prahalad Maharaj is telling to his gurus that I have no independence. Iron piece has no independence when there is a magnet. Magnet is pulling. It is not that iron is desiring, come, and let me get attracted. No, I am just, it is the supreme magnet who is the Chakrapani. He is attracting me. I have no independence. So in that way, we see that our life is always a conditioned life. Huh? We always say that, hey, we are conditional beings, conditional souls. Yeah, this condition is always there. Even Prahalad Maharaj is saying, I am also conditioned. I am also conditioned. What kind of condition is saying? I have condition of spiritual, because Supreme Lord is attracting me. Krishna, which literally means attract, supreme, all attractive. So when all attractive is attracting me, do I have any chance? Do I have any independence? He's saying, I am simply attached. So he's saying it is all the glories of the Lord through which I have my mind attached to him. So in that way, we see that there are two kinds of conditioning. One kind of conditioning is what? Demigod conditioning, where they always are, and devotional, they are attracted to the Lord, to his lotus feet. Whereas there is other conditioned, which is conditioned to the senses, and that is materialistic. And this is what is, we are talking about utiyaha. Yeah, uti means the impetus or inclination of executing an action. It can be for auspicious or inauspicious. Condition is anyway there, because we are eternally servants. Either are we serving our senses, or are we serving the Lord? If we are serving the Lord, we go into the Goswami category. And if we are not serving the Lord, but we are serving our senses, we are becoming Godas, where we are serving our senses. Go means senses, in that way. So Shanda and Amarka became very angry. They chastised Prahlad, and they said, Let's get a stick and then we'll beat him." Why? Because if this is allowed like this, what will happen? Huh? We know that Vishnu is like an axe or a shoe. uh, and to cut the forest, demonic forest, he will cut all our jada. I mean, the root of all the demoniac existence. And who is the handle for it? They are saying Prahlad is the handle. So they say, if Prahlad is there, uh, and then they will cut the whole forest. So then, in this chastisement, they forcefully now started teaching him dharma, artha, and kama. Nothing about bhakti. There is nothing about bhakti. They explicitly made sure. Are we doing some mistake? Did we speak any morals and bhakti? No. They only talked about dharma, artha, and kama. And dharma can be, we may see dharma means moral. No, it is dharma which is not the paradharma, which is not superior. It is only dharma of You do something, I do something. Hmm? You do good, I do good. That is the dharma, not superior dharma. So after this second visit of Hiranyakashipu's palace, now Hiranyakashipu, now he took Prahalad very close to him, and he said, "My dear son, please repeat whatever you have, whatever you think is the best of the knowledge taught by your teacher." Prahalad Maharaj is thinking, which teacher? Because he has two kinds of teacher. One is Narada Muni, and then he has also Chanda and Amarka. Uh, then he starts speaking Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, uh, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakhyam Atma Nivedanam. Then he states Iti Pumsar Pita Krishna, Iti Pumsar Pita Vishnu, Bhaktis Channavalakshanaha, Kriyeta Bhagavati Adda. What will happen then? Tan manye ditat uttamam. So here is saying what will be. He just gave one comprehensive instruction or comprehensive statement that because this is what he learnt from Narada Muni, his teacher, gra- grateful teacher Narada Muni. Uh, Shravanam Kirtanam. One engages in Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam, always chanting, hearing, remembering, um, and offering all services to the Lord and his devotees. Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktin Chan Navalakshanaha. So in that way, when one engages in one of these or all nine forms or kinds of devotion, then what happens? One who has dedicated his life to such service is the most learned. Hitam Uttamam. So he is the most intelligent person. For he has acquired complete knowledge. But what? With what? Not just with his own pride, but with Bhagavati Adda, with complete faith upon the Lord. So in that way. Uh, Now Hiranyakashipu became very angry. He became very angry and he chastised the teachers. What are you teaching? Then Shanda and Amarka are saying, we didn't teach anything that your son spoke. Bhakti has naturally developed in him. So in that way they are saying, it's not, please don't blame us. Uh, we did our best. We didn't teach. We made sure that we didn't teach all these things. Huh? Then Hiranyakashipu asked, if your gurus haven't taught you this, where have you gotten this knowledge? Then Prahalad Maharaj is saying, Matirna Krishna Parata Svatova. He is saying, Mito Abhi Diyate Griha Vratananam Adanta Govir Vishatam Tamishram Punas Charvita Charvananam. He is saying, this householder uh, attached inclination towards the attached householder inclination towards Krishna is never aroused by. So when Hiranyakashipu is asking what is the reason for you becoming like this, when teachers have not told, what are you speaking? Then Prahalad Maharaj is saying, Matirna Krishna Parata Svatova. He is saying, attachment to Krishna is never aroused just by if someone is telling. Hmm? It's not aroused by others' instructions, or it doesn't even happen by one's own efforts, or even combination of one telling and effort. Even both will not happen. Why? Due to uncontrolled senses. When one's senses are uncontrolled, there is no effect of one telling or one effort. It will not happen. Hmm? They enter into what? Adanta Gobir. They go into Adanta. There is no end. They go enter into hellish life and repeatedly do what? Punah, Punas Charvita Charvanana. They are chewing the same thing again and again after going birth after birth. So in that way, Prahalad Maharaj is telling that, yeah, what I am, it's not like, okay, um, rocket science, but for one who has no control of senses, it might look very somehow injected by someone. No, it's not possible. Hmm? Material life is hellish life. This is what Prahlad Maharaj is saying, that one is um, entering into this Adanta Gobir, Goba, and trying to seek some happiness by repeating, chewing the chewed, just like a sugar cane. The example given is a sugarcane piece. If one is chewing, there is a lot of sweetness. But if he is chewing after some time, when the sugar sweetness is gone, hmm, thinking that there will be a chance of some sweetness still coming and coming, in that way of chewing, he is uh, leading a hellish life, because he is thinking later I will get some pleasure in that way. So, and then he says, Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnum. He's saying, who is that ignorant person don't understand Vishnu is goal of life. Uh, Durasaya hi bahir artha maninah. Uh, Durasaya, what is the ambition? Over ambition to enjoy material world. They consider sense objects, bahir artha maninah. They consider the senses as very, very precious. Just like if we want to eat, just imagine if we don't have teeth. So we take a lot of care for our teeth, so that we maintain very nicely, and not because uh, it smells. We are maintaining teeth because so that we can enjoy food. Otherwise, we don't even care about teeth. Uh, we take nice care of our eyes so that we can. Just the thought of not having a vision is so difficult. So we want to take care of our vision so that we can see nice things with our eyes. So in that way, with the ambition to enjoy, we consider that the senses are the sources and we take care of the senses. Uh, and then andha yadandir upaniya manas, which means a blind man is leading a blind man. We are thinking, okay, I want to enjoy. Let me see who is the person who is enjoying more. He's my role model. Let me follow him. Or we go and take his opinion, consultancy, and then we follow him. And then what will happen? Uh, then he falls into the ditch. Hmm? Anda yatandhayer, yeah, blind is taking the blind. Upaniya manas, and te apisa tantryam urudamni baddha. Because of this whole process, he's entangled. They are strongly and bound by the ropes of material nature of suffering, threefold miseries. And until they smear the dust, this is the trick. Now comes the very important. So how to get rid of then such kind of materialistic conditioning is, it says, Mahiyasam padarajo bhishekam nishkinchananam na vrinita yavat. He's saying, what is he saying is that there is, until one all this cycle of birth and death can go on and on and on, because we always believe in our senses for happiness. We try to squeeze some happiness from somewhere here and there, until this whole drama goes, until one smears the dust into, until they smear the dust of the great devotees who are free from material contamination. Mahiyasam padarajo abhishekam. That is so high, until one gets great Vaishnava's dust. When that uh, one smears on his forehead, uh, Nishkinchananam na vrinita yavat. Then he is freed from this material contamination. This is what the teachings of Prahlad Maharaj to his father for his questions. He wanted to know what he learned. And now Hiranyakashipu became very angry and he wanted to kill his son. Why? Uh, he says that he is the killer of my brother. Uh, how can how can Prahlad kill Hiranyaksha? Hmm? How can he kill Hiranyaksha? He's saying no. He is the killer of my brother, for he is engaged in bhakti for Vishnu. Because he is engaged in the bhakti of my enemy Vishnu, so he is also my enemy. And because he is my enemy, he also has been the cause of my brother's killing. So he became so much into it, and he said he is certainly untrustworthy now, because though he is here, he is talking all about Vishnu, my enemy. So, and Hiranyakashipu, being a scholar, he also justified his thought of killing his son by telling that, when a medical herb is there, even if it is grown in forest, one has to take care of it. Which means, if say there is an outsider who is not one's own son, but if he is very good, then one has to bring him and take care of him like his son. Huh? But when a part of a body is um, infected or diseased, then one has to cut it, ampulate it, remove it from the remaining part of the body, so that the remaining part of the body can enjoy, yeah, can happily live. uh. So that way he's saying, okay, but and then this an uncontrolled senses of a yogi uh, are his enemy, right? So for a yogi, he cannot practice yoga with his uncontrolled senses. So uncontrolled senses are enemies of a yogi. Similarly, Prahalad is our enemy, because uh, he's saying, I cannot control him, because whatever he was thinking, I can't control him. So he must be killed by all means. So that's how this whatever, was surprising for Yudhishthir Maharaj. Um, um, he was thinking, why such a nice child be killed? How can a father think of killing his son? Because the way that Hiranyakashipu was seeing that he's seeing Prahlad as his enemy, and because he's seeing him as his enemy, he could not tolerate, and because he could not tolerate, he wanted to punish based on the shastras that he is using. So in that way, the Prahlad Maharaj um, uh, was ordered to be punished, and there are so many ways that we know that Hiranyakashipu tries, because he becomes fearful. Mm. Uh, and then he tries various means. He throws him beneath the foot of a big elephant and throws him among huge snakes, very, very poisonous snakes. And he employs destructive spells, some Maya, so that he can forget all what to a brainwash. Mm. And he throws from top of the hill. Yeah. And so he is put in prison, hoping that he will change his mind. He administered poison. He kept him for starving. He exposed him to severe cold, wind, fire, water. He threw him heavy stones to crush him. When all this failed, Hiranyakashipu was in great anxiety about what to do next. Why? Because he is in material world. There will be anxiety. Why? Because we think we want to have this kind of life. That life will never come. There will always be something or the other, because that is the dharma. What is the dharma is that we understand our mistakes, what we have committed, so that we learn out of from that, and then we return back to the spiritual world, because material world is only a temporary halt, not the permanent. Yeah. So in that way, Prahlad Maharaj was again sent to school, because Hiranyakashipu was thinking, I called him many ill names, and devised many plans to kill him, but he saved himself uh, by his own powers. How come is he although near to me and merely a child, he is completely fearless. So he's seeing that his son is not rebelling, and he's always with him near, and his strength is unlimited. He appears immortal. Perhaps due to my enmity towards him, I shall die. So to that extent he went, and then Shanda and Amarka advised Hiranyakashipu secretly. They said, "Come on, there is no reason for you to be like this. You have conquered all the three worlds. All the demigods are afraid of you. Prahlad is small boy, and his bad or good qualities have no value. Whatever qualities. When a child is there, he may do anything until Sukracharya returns. Arrest him." with Varuna ropes, so that he will not flee in fear. After he is there, when Acharya will come, then he will set right. And meanwhile, when Prahlad becomes grown up, he will leave all this childish mentality. So in that way, Shanda and Amarka made Hiranyakashipu to relax a bit, and Hiranyakashipu instructed them to take Prahlad, and now asked him to teach about royal household life, Grihastha life. But that Grihastha life was about Grihamedi lifestyle, which Prahlad anyway didn't like. He didn't want to get into it. Hmm? So Prahlad Maharaj didn't like them, for such instructions are based on duality of worldly affairs, which involve one in a materialistic way of life. So Prahlad's classmates would call him for playing in the absence of teacher, and Prahlad addressed to his friends uh, in a very, very nice soft voice. All uh, yeah, and then what happened? Uh, in the absence of Shanda and Amarka, Prahlad was speaking all the signs of God so nicely, enlightening them. What happened? Just uh, the words of sadhus are so powerful. The words of sadhus are so powerful that just these words that emanate, it's not the niti that is changing the people, just the kripa that flows from the compassion that flows from a sadhu, from a spiritual master, from great Vaishnavas is enough for a transformation of life. It's not that a guru has to really speak to us. Uh, just when we are in his presence, even if one word is not spoken, still that is already a blessing enough for one to become God conscious. And here, what happened? Prahlad Maharaj was instructing all his uh, demonic schoolmates, and then what happened? It was not just one Prahlad. Everyone became Prahlad. Everyone became as problematic as Prahlad to Chanda and Amarka when they came back. Uh, because Prahlad was talking about what is the right utility of this human form of life. Uh, Human form should be uh, very nicely prepared right from childhood. One should not postpone bhakti for after 20 years, after 30 years, or after 50 years, or after retirement, because in this process of postponing, one is risking, because one may die at any time, and also at later stage when the senses are not under one control, are not fit for, are not in good shape, there is no use. Instead of endeavoring for happiness of senses that is automatically obtained, yeah, he says that happiness is anyway given, and sadness or distress is also given. These are like seasons, yeah, not in our control. They keep coming and going, so one should not really look for it. Yeah, in the 100 years of life, there is so much wastage of time. One should be very careful to use it. How is this life misused? This is also what he instructed, and he instructs that pleasing the all-pervading Supreme Lord is not very difficult. When we know that bhakti is the marga, bhakti is the way, uh, but bhakti is also very easy, not so difficult. One has to be merciful to all. Nothing is unobtainable when Vishnu is satisfied. Therefore, surrendering to him is the most important thing. Uh, Prahlad told he received this knowledge from Narad Muni, and then Narad Muni started asking. Then the classmate starts asking, "Okay, can you tell more about that?" Yeah, but of course we will move on to the most important part, because in spite this Uti is telling us a lot of teachings of how to lead an auspicious life. This is what we see that Narada Muni, when Indra came to kidnap, to take away Kayadu, and when the child is born to kill the child, Narada Muni intervenes and tells that what are you doing? Uh, the Prahalad Maharaj is the what do you call, turning point in the life of Hiranyakashipu. So, uh, and then Indra understands, and then Kayadu is left in Narad Muni's custody. And where is it is said, yeah, everything has connection to Vrindavan, right? So it is said that, I mean, of course the reference has to be still found, but it is said that Narada Muni took care of Kayadu in Vrindavan, where there is Narada Kund, Narad one. Yeah. So last time when we went, we saw that it's very nice place. So it is said that he was there. Yeah. So in that way, Prahalad Maharaj was telling the where he was born and what was he learning in the womb. Uh, that his teacher was Narad Muni and lot of learnings. Yeah, the nature of spirit, soul, nature of material world, everything he spoke, and then he also spoke the results of bhakti. Yeah, uh, Tatropaya सहस्राणाम अयम भगवतोदितः यद ईश्वरे भगवति यथा यैर अंजयसा रतिः. Bhakti is the best of all paths recommended for disentanglement from from matter. It is directly spoken by the Supreme Lord and is the easiest way of developing love of God. Yeah. So in that way, yeah. Finally, when Prahlad urges all the schoolmates to take to bhakti, yeah. Therefore, take to bhakti to satisfy the Supreme Lord, the super soul of all. Sarva bhutatma bhutatmanishvaraha. Hmm? And bhakti does not depend on the birth. This is what he's saying. Hey, though we are in Asura Kula, uh, but the Lord doesn't see everyone. He says everyone can perform bhakti. The yakshas, rakshasas, women, shudra, cowherd men, birds, animals, and sinful living entities can revive their original, eternal spiritual existence by accepting the principle of bhakti yoga. The ultimate goal of human life is to render service to the lotus feet of Govinda and to see him everywhere. एतावान् एव लोकेऽस्मिन् पुंसां स्वार्थः परः स्मृतः एकान्त भक्तिर्गोविन्दे यत् सर्वत्र तद ईक्षणम्. So that is what he says. And now Prahlad and Hiranyakashipu, yeah, when he third visit, now this discussion, Prahlad's classmate became very fixed in bhakti, and Hiranyakashipu he started saying, "What is this, Prahlad? Not only that you are spoiled, you are also spoiled. Everyone else." And now he said, "From where are you getting this strength? From where are you getting this strength that you have done this?" And then Prahlad Maharaj is saying that the Lord is the source of everyone's strength. Na kevalam me bhavatascha rajan savai balam balinam chaparesham paravare paravare asmi sthira jaga jangamaye brahmadayo yena vasam pranitaha. Dear King, not only the source of my strength, the source of your strength, and the strength of everyone else who is strong is the Supreme Lord. Whether moving or non moving, superior or inferior, everyone, including Brahma, is controlled by his strength. So he has told that it is the source of my strength is also your strength. Yeah, only thing is I realized it and you have not yet. And then, where is your Lord? Yeah, we know this from here that Lord, Hiranyakashipu is saying, "Oh, unfortunate Prahlad, you always described a supreme being who is above everything, controller of everyone, and all pervading. If he is everywhere, then where is he not present before me in this present? No, why? Sorry, why is he not present in front of me in this pillar?" Huh? Hiranyakashipu thought himself fortunate as he possessed the property of universe. He called Prahlad, yeah, unfortunate. See the difference. A devotee thinks that the Lord, if one possesses Lord, he is fortunate. Whereas a materialist thinks that uh, such a devotee is unfortunate. Prahlad was to inherit this property, right? If Prahlad would become the king, he will get everything. That's what Hiranyakashipu, though he had 4 sons, and though Prahlad was not the eldest son, still he wanted to make Prahlad as the king. Why? Because he sees that he is having all the qualities of a king. At the same time, he is seeing that, oh, he is such a uh, uh, the 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 inclination, the attention or intentions are different. So this is what. And then I shall now sever your head. Uh, Let me see how your most worshipable God come to protect you. He took the sword, uh, and then um, if in this pillar there is no God, I will kill you. This is what he said. What kind of Vaishnava aparad? Killing a Vaishnava. Just thought of killing a Vaishnava. And then Hiranyakashipu with his fist, uh, then took up the sword, got up from his royal throne, and obsessed with anger, he struck with his fist against the column. With his fist, just imagine how strong he is. Uh, and from the pillar came a fearful sound, uh, which appeared to crack the covering of the universe. It reached to Brahmaloka, yeah, and the demigods thought, "Oh, now our planets are being destroyed." Hiranyakashipu heard that sound that had never been heard before. Yeah, so and the Lord now to prove the statement, Satyam vidatum nijabhritya bhasitam vyaptam cha bhuteshva akhileshu chatmanah. So he is saying to prove the statement of his servant Prahalad true, that the Lord is present everywhere in all living entities and elements. uh, Lord Hari appeared in a most wonderful form that was never seen before. From the pillar in the assembly, Stambhe Sabhayam na Mrugam na Manusham. So he was not a Mruga, he was not an animal, he was not a human. That form was neither of a man nor that of a lion. Nrsingadeva Bhagavan ki jai. So, in spite of so many ifs and all kind of clauses that Hiranyakashipu has arranged for a eternal life, uh, when he committed offense against a Vaishnava, then still Lord can manage to kill such miscreants. Uh, Now we see that Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita to um, um, declare that his devotees will never perish. So how can he see that Prahalad Maharaj can be destroyed? Huh? No, the Lord preserves the words of his devotees, and he appeared as Nrsimha. Prahalad had said that Lord was present everywhere, even in a pillar. Hiranyakashipu, who was of course Jaya, right, the keeper of doorkeeper of Lord Vishnu in Vaikunta, had prayed not to die from created being inside or outside residence, nor by man or a beast. All this I may die because of my hatred of Prahlad. This is what even he was thinking, and that is indeed what happened. Yeah. So one who is having sufficient knowledge, they know that they should not mess up with Vaishnavas. They know that a pure devotee of the Lord is so dangerous to go against him. So one should take every opportunity to serve. So Narada Muni told that the child of Kayadu's womb cannot be killed. So even that is proved. Huh? So here we see that three devotees. Who are the three devotees? Prahalad. His statement was proved that Lord is present everywhere. He is also in the pillar. Hiranyakashipu. Who is Hiranyakashipu? He is Jaya. Yeah, he is Jaya in Vaikunta who was cursed by the four Kumaras. So he is also devotee. His statement is also true. Why? Because he was thinking, I may die because of my hatred of Prahlad. Envious. When one is envious, the hatred is so much that one cannot tolerate. So that statement is also true. Brahma's statement, yeah, Brahma has sanctioned the desires of Hiranyakashipu. Yeah. So even that led to his fall down of coming. I mean, Lord appeared in the form of Narasimha, and Narada Muni told that the child cannot be killed. That is also true. In that way, Lord has come, and Hiranyakashipu was astonished. He was seeing to see Lord emerging from a pillar. What is this creature that is half man and half lion? Actually, he said that Lord was not present in the pillar. What will he do in the pillar? Huh? There is no service. Lord is not there in the pillar. But to make the statement of Prahlad come true, when the moment when he hit the pillar, Hiranyakashipu, then the Lord appeared inside the pillar. It's not that he was there waiting. Hmm. So Hiranyakashipu never thought that an animal and a human being would be combined. So he never thought. So he's puzzled. He is puzzled now. Uh, and this is the meaning of Lord's omnipotence. His potency is far beyond. No one can imagine in what way, what form the Lord can appear. Yeah, and this fearsome features of the Lord is very nicely described. He had angry eyes. A Lord, how can he be angry? We know our Lord is very peaceful, very smiling, happy, supreme bliss. But here a Lord is having angry. Is angry not a quality of this material nature? What kind of angry is it? Why is his angry eyes resembling mold? His angry were red, molten gold and red, shining mane, uh, which expanded the dimensions of his fearful face, deadly teeth and razor-shaped tongue, which moved about like a dual sword, his ears erect and motionless, nostrils and gaping mouth that appeared like mountain caves, uh, his jaws thick and short neck, broad chest, thin waist, entire body touching the sky, bodily hair as white as the rays of moon, arms like flanks of soldiers spread in all directions, killing the demons. Actually, in Nrsimha Puran or Nrsimha Puran, there is a description from chapter 40 to 45. In that, there is a description that there were so many Hiranyakashipu. When as soon as he saw this gigantic form of the Lord, he started sending army, army of Rakshasas, Asuras, soldiers to kill him, and the batches of soldiers. He sent 85,000 and million and million. So many came, and within no moment, within a moment, that all were killed. Hmm. Hiranyakashipu now he's attracted. He has attracted Lord Narasimha with his club, thinking, Lord Vishnu has made his plan to kill me. But what is the use? Who can fight with me? This is what he was thinking. Yeah, he was thinking in that way. Uh, and the description of this fight was compared to a lion and an elephant. Uh, Here, Lord Nrsimha is a lion, and Hiranyakashipu attacked him like an elephant. Hmm. Therefore, uh, we know that what happens. Yeah, that generally the elephant is defeated by the lion. Hmm. So Hiranyakashipu became invisible uh, within the Lord's effulgence when it is so bright, um, just like an insect wasp. Yeah, this is what is used. Falls into fire. It doesn't have form. Uh, this is not astonishing because the Lord, who is in pure goodness, formerly entered an illuminated dark universe. Yeah, so anyway, the description: the Lord captured Hiranyakashipu along with his club and then gave him a chance to slip from his hand. Now, the example given is uh, just like a snake which is in the claws of Garuda. As soon as when the snake falls down, um, then from the hands of Garuda, similarly, the Lord who took Hiranyakashipu along with his club, everything into his hand, suddenly in this fight uh, appeared that he slipped from his hand, and all the demigods who were hiding behind the clouds, couldn't consider it very good. He was thinking, oh, what is happening? Is Lord under control or not? Hmm? So Hiranyakashipu falsely thought that the Lord was afraid of his prowess. Huh? After a while, he again wanted to attack the Lord with his sword and shield. Huh? That's why we see that in the paintings. There are sometimes we see that the Lord is Hiranyakashipu is going with his sword and shield, and some where we see a club also, mace. Loudly laughing, the Lord captured again Hiranyakashipu, just like a hawk catches its prey. Hmm? And Hiranyakashipu, then Lord captured him just as a snake captures a mouse or a Garuda captures a snake. Yeah? The Lord placed the demon on his lap in the doorway and easily tore him to pieces with his nails, though his body couldn't be pierced by thunderbolts. Why? To keep the promise of Brahma intact. He took this very unique form. He pierced him at the door, which was not in the assembly hall nor outside. He placed him on his lap, which means was neither land nor sky. He pierced him by his nails, which were neither living nor dead, nor weapons. He killed him he killed him during the twilight, which was neither day nor night. Yeah. So Lord is so merciful to make the words of his devotees true. Uh, he finds uh, ways so that the glories of the devotees are always praiseworthy. So in this way, Hiranyakashipu was killed. Uh, Actually, when Lord appeared, just we know also when a Swami comes to a temple, what is the first thing that is done? Uh, when a procession happens, what is the first thing that is done? A garland is offered. When the Lord appeared from the pillar, no one was there to offer him a garland. Huh? Neither goddess Lakshmi nor the demigods, Lord Brahma, no one offered him garland. What he did, he will come on. I appeared for you, and you are not serving me. So what Lord did is he ripped apart Hiranyakashipu's stomach. He took the intestines and then he decorated himself. He has offered this garland of intestines uh, and his mane is filled, tainted with the blood of Hiranyakashipu. And that was very, very angry. His finger tips were burning when he killed. The nails of nails of Narasimha are compared to, I don't know what is it called, plow. Yeah, what is this Balaram that uses plow, right? The tip of that through which the soil is stowed, right? So the tip of the fingernails are compared like that when he teared apart Hiranyakashipu. So in that way, the Hiranyakashipu, yeah, after killing his mouth and mane sprinkled with the blood of Hiranyakashipu, and then his fierce eyes impossible to look at. Then he was licking the edge of his mouth with his tongue, decorated with a garland of the demon's intestines, resembled a lion that has just killed an elephant. Killing the demons, yeah. So whoever the demons that were coming, Hiranyakashipu's heart was ripped and threw it aside. He then killed all the demons who came to attack. Uh, Merely with the end of his nails, he was killing. Yeah. Hiranyakashipu, Lord Narasimha Dev has pulled the heart of Hiranyakashipu with his nails as if to inspect it. He thought, I was living happily in this heart, but how did this unfortunate person make anger and hatred uh, live there as well? So this is what he was seeing. Mm. The unparalleled prowess of Lord Narasimha Dev, his hair on his head uh, shook the clouds and scattered clouds. His glaring eyes stole the effulgence of luminaries. His breathing agitated the seas and oceans. His roaring made all the elephants to cry in fear. His hair threw the airplanes into outer space. His lotus feet made earth appear to slip, and all the mountains sprang up. His effulgence diminished the natural illumination of skies and directions. The demigods celebrate Lord Narasimha's victory. Lord Narasimha sat on Hiranyakashipu's throne. Hmm? Yeah, a king without a king, a kingdom without a king. So Lord, after the king is destroyed, he sat on the throne, seeing no contestant to face his power. Hmm? Because of fear and obedience, no one could come forward. All the demons immediately accepted Lord's supremacy. Hiranyakashipu was like, a fever of meningitis. I don't know. At his death, the wives of the demigods repeatedly showered flowers on Lord Narasimha in great joy. The sky was crowded with airplanes of demigods who began beating drums and kettle drums. The heavenly women danced and the Gandharvas sang sweetly. All the demigods and sages offered respects to Lord Nrsimha. Brahma, Shiva, Indra, Pitras, Siddhas, Vidyadharas, Nagas, Gandharvas, Apsaras, and many others came. And there is a wonderful prayers that they offered. Yeah, I'll go to two chapters later, mm, because there is all glorification of Prahalad Maharaj, and Prahalad Maharaj is the only one who could pacify Narsinga's anger. Yeah, but I mean, let me read one verse which is important. 797, sorry, 792. Yeah, even Lakshmi couldn't approach. Yeah, in the purport there is a very nice explanation, but I'm just reading. Even Lakshmi could not approach the Lord, even though requested by the demigods, saying that she had never seen such an astonishing form. Mahat Adbhutam form. Why? When Lakshmi Devi, she is a consort of Vishnu. Yeah? Why she couldn't see is because the influence of Lila Shakti. When Lord wants to perform Leela, he also has a Shakti through which he makes one forget. Like just in case of Yashoda, yeah, she forgot that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Hmm. So through the Lord's Leela Shakti, the Lord has unlimited eternal forms in Vaikunta. And Lakshmi had certainly seen Nrsimha in some previous kalpa. Her impression of not having previously seen or heard about this form is inspired by Leela Shakti, or Lord's pastime potency. Uh, and that's why she saw this is Adbhuta Rasa. Uh, so that we can, if already everything was already told, okay, then there is a astonishing relish mellow, which is Adbhuta Rasa that is manifesting because of this. Uh, why Lord Narasimha anger was not pacified by Brahma, Shiva, and even Lakshmi? Because the Lord wanted to exhibit his affection for Prahlad and give him the opportunity to pacify him. He want to show that yeah, he indeed had lot of vatsalya. He want to show in this lila that he is a vatsalya bhav towards his devotees, and here he came here to protect his uh, uh, devotee Prahlad, and he wanted to be pacified only by his uh, devotee Prahlad. Hmm. And in the same purport, Prabhupada mentions that one usually are scared to keep Narsinga at home to worship uh, because they see that Narsinga is very Ugra Rupa and Nrsimha Dev. Uh, but here he says that he is a very protective. Vatsalya. Vatsalya means protection. Just like the parents protect the children, Lord protects the devotees. That Vatsalya Bhav is the the real purpose of Lord appearing in this form. So then Brahma requests Prahlad to go forward and appease the anger of Lord Nrsimha, and um, um, Lord Nrsimha's ecstasy, affection for Prahlad is glorified there, and there is um, Lord Nrsimha Dev finally is pacified, and then he asks what benediction you want. He says, I don't want anything. Uh, uh, he says, I am pleased, ask for a boon. Gentle Prahlad, all good fortune unto you. I am pleased with you. I fulfill the desires of all. You may ask me any benediction. Seeing me is very rare. Uh, Only I can fulfill everyone's desire. Uh, Prahlad didn't desire any material boon, though he was born in demonic family and was allured by Lord. It was due to his unalloyed bhakti. Uh, and then Prahlad Maharaj refuses to accept any material benediction uh, because the Lord Nrsimhadev is tempting to ask any boon, whether you want the kingdom. No, he says, he do not tempt me with material boons. He says, I am an unmotivated servant and not a merchant. There is also this nice explanation, and then Lord Narasimha instructs and coronates Prahlad as the king. Hmm. And then there is this Falastuti. I don't know where is that part. Yeah, there is this Falastuti which is saying that one who hears to this glories of Lord Narasimha pastime, yeah, the benediction that they get is mentioned in, yeah, in this verse. Yeah, the narration describes. In conclusion, the Narad Muni concludes, I have explained you to Yudhishthir Maharaj, have explained about Shishupal's salvation. In this narration, various incarnations of Lord and the killing of two demons have been described. Uh, this narration describes Mahabhagavat, who is the Prahalad Maharaj, his bhakti, his gnana and virakti, the qualities and activities of the Supreme Lord, and about Bhagavad Dharma. And what is the result by hearing to this is one who faithfully hears and chants the narration of the activities and omnipotence of Lord Narasimha, the pure devotion of Prahalad, and the killing of Hiranyakashipu is liberated from material bondage and transferred to the spiritual world. Yeah. So, and then when Narad Muni was telling this to Yudhishthir Maharaj, yeah, after hearing all this Nrsimha Stuti and the way that Prahalad Maharaj was installed as the king, yeah, everything. Um, then, yeah, Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was thinking after hearing the narration of Prahalad, Yudhishthir Maharaj, who was also on the same standard of bhakti as Prahalad, lamented out of his humility. Oh, Prahalad was so fortunate to see the Lord, but we are not so fortunate. This is what he was thinking. And then, yeah, then Narad Muni immediately told, no, 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 you are also very fortunate. This is something like Prabhupada saying that whenever he is talking about Pandavas, he is saying they are best of the devotees. Whenever talks about Prahlad, he says he is the best of the devotees. And whenever he says about gopis, he says they are best of the devotees. Once what happened, Prabhupada disciples came and he were asking, Prabhupada, you always say best of the devotees, best of the devotees. Can you tell what clearly? And then Prabhupada said, Pandavas are the best of the devotees. Prahlad is the best of the devotees. And gopis are the best of the best of the best of the devotees. Yeah, in that way. So, but then Narada Muni told that you are great devotees who gets the fortune that the Lord himself comes and stays in the house. So he stayed in your house. So you are also great, uh, best of the devotees. Okay, thank you very much for very nicely holding on for 2 hours. Yeah, so that we could this time cover, yeah, more on this Nrsimha Stuti to understand the glories of the Lord and mainly his devotee. As I always, I mean, last time also said, if we want to see, is there one hero? Here we see two heroes. Yeah. And actually, from a materialistic point of view, Hiranyakashipu is also a hero. So we are talking about great personalities. Indeed, all are still the devotees. Yeah, Hiranyakashipu is also Jaya. Yeah, Prahalad Maharaj is a devotee. So in that way, we see that this lila is only for us. Through this, we get this inclination to know what are the right activities. And this is what in the seventh canto. There is also from chapter 11 to 20, I think there is a nice description about what is dharma, what is the asura ashrama, what is asura ashrama, what is the different kinds of ashramas exist, and all those things to help us, to teach us what we should do, what we should practice in our life. Thank you. Anyone want to share or have any questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Very nice explanation, Prabhuji. Yeah, today's session is very auspicious, and yeah, listening very auspicious. Yeah, you mentioned, Prabhuji, that Prabhupada told Pandavas the best devotees. So today I was just reading the teachings of Kunti Devi, and that I was also this chapter I was reading that Prabhupada said. Pandavas are the best devotees because they were totally surrendered to God, not only surrender, but they were qualified in their field. They were not idle devotees; they were qualified devotees. One must qualified as well as one must also surrender to God.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, thanks,
Thank you,
Ambika
Prabhu.
Mataji. Yeah, very nice point.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, currently in the last chapter of the book, it is mentioned, Prabhuji. And yeah, I think it gives a very good message that we should not be just ideally say, yeah, we are devotees and we don't develop the skills and we don't develop the qualifications and we just passive devotees. But they were really active devotees, that they were expert in their own fields, each one of them.
Yeah, yeah, that
So
brings a very important point. That's why we consider Prahalad Maharaj as our Smaranacharya. Yeah. Through him, we take this lesson of how to always be absorbed in remembering the Lord. Yeah, the symptoms that he was exhibiting, crying, dancing, laughing, and all these things, yeah, are symptoms of a Mahabhagavat who are totally absorbed in this Smaran.
yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji, I think the katha was so ecstatic, very nice. I was able to join a little late because I could not find the link in the beginning. But then
Hmm.
some devotees sent the link, and fortunately, I was able to join. We both able to join. Prabhuji, one question um, uh, um, Hiranyakashyap, he was like kind of a Trilokinath at that time because he was everything. He was like very most powerful, and he has captured the Devtas, demigods, Swargalok. Everybody was his servant. Indra and his team was his servant almost. And so Prabhuji, but he make his capital, his kingdom
In the heaven,
in in the
in
heaven
the
he
heaven.
make.
Yeah,
But
yeah, he
this
went to
Leela,
heaven.
but this Leela, where this Leela happened actually. This Prahalad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu, when the Lord appeared himself, this Leela.
Yeah. How I see this is that he was in the heavenly planet, yeah, because when he took over everything, then he was living there. But then there is this description, which means that definitely he is not in heaven, right?
Yes,
Maybe he
Prabhuji.
was residing there, but this
This
Leela that has
Ahobilam,
happened,
Prabhuji. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I want to ask you also about the Ahobilam. Like, can you please also little bit because we never visited this place and we just know this place after coming to ISKCON. Can you please also little bit
Oh,
give some knowledge about this place?
I mean, yeah. So what I see is that from Bhagavatam, we see that yeah, he took over the heaven and he started living in the heavenly planets. Yeah, and then we also have this information that in Ahobilam in South India there is this wonderful um, mm, hill on top of which there is also a very big pillar still there now, and the Lord indeed has come here and came out of this pillar. This is the Sthala Puran that is telling. So from that basis, we see that yeah, two ways of seeing it possible. One thing is that it's not described that this has happened in heaven. There is no
Okay.
explicit statement that this has happened in heaven. And
Yes,
then there
Prabhuji.
is also explanation given that it happened in Ahobilam. Yeah. So which means this is definitely possible.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. And now about the description, I myself had the fortune to visit Ahobilam. It's a very nice place, still very divine. Yeah. Not in the midst of city, yeah, or towns. It is, if one goes there, one still have to walk through the hill. Yeah, climb. I mean, not
Yes.
climb. Yeah, there is a way, and one can really go. There are 9 places, different Nrsimha forms. Yeah, there are Ugra forms of Lord.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Um, the Murtis are there and worshipped even to date. And there is also one small a spot where there is the water which is still red in color, and this water is coming from up and collected into a small a stone vessel, so to kind of thing. From there, it again flows off, where it
Yes.
said that the Lord has washed his feet because washed his
Hands.
fingers. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what I mean. I even went there. Hmm.
Yes. Very
Red
blissful
color, I
place.
don't remember if I've seen the color of the water because the water, I mean, after going there, now it's quite scary. So first of all, we have to save ourselves because there. there's a very small width.
Yes.
One can sleep, but then another thing is the water keeps coming, falling. So yeah. But I have here, yeah, even there are devotees who are very close from there. There is Suryatej Prabhu family, Sindhu Mataji family, Dinesh family. So, and yeah, even Komal Prabhu, I don't know. Yeah, you are from that area. They are from that area. Can tell more than me.
Yes. Yes. One day, if we are fortunate, then we want
We
to
all
also
can
visit.
go.
Yes.
No, that's very nice place. Actually, hmm, yeah, there is a lot of dacoits around, mainly because there is so much treasure under the hill. Yeah, it is safeguarded. So many people tried so many years to steal, uh, but still it's preserved. Yeah, and the darshan of the deities inside, yeah, the first darshan, even before climbing the hills, is very very nice. One has to sometimes when it rains heavy,
Yes.
the priests have to, yeah, walk through the waters to reach to the deity form and worship.
And Prabhuji, yes, thank you for all this, all very nice informations. And Prabhuji, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself was also there, no?
I think so. Yeah, when he was doing South India too, there is also description of that.
Yes,
Hmm.
very nice. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. I think the last time, last year, some devotees shared a drink which is offered to Sri Nrsimha Dev Bhagwan in this temple, a special drink,
Hmm.
which is I
Not
remember
from this
last time.
temple. That is a different temple. That is called
Ah,
Panakala Nrsimha Swami. That is in a different. That is
okay,
in
okay. Then I got
Antarvedi,
confused.
but also in the South India only, in the Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you want to know more, you can read that. Actually, the way that in Germany, in Simhachalam, the worshipping is going on, right?
Yes.
Krishna Kshetra Maharaj was a pioneer in learning all these details, how to worship Lord Narasimha Dev, and he went to South India. He went to Ahobilam. He went to Antarvedi, this place where he saw, and that's why he says that to please the Lord, yeah, Narasimha Dev likes sweets a lot. Yeah.
Yes, please.
So if you see, there is also this Srikhand that is made now outfit
Yes,
on.
please.
So all and also offering uh, jaggery water. That the drink that you were mentioning.
Yes,
What
please.
is the practice is that the priest used to carry. If someone want to donate, yeah, they have to. The priest carry the water and the jaggery or mixed one. They bring up the hill, hmm, climbing all the steps way up, and then they start pouring this water into the mouth of Nrsimha Dev, and the Lord will
Yes.
drink exactly half of what is carried, and the remaining half is, yeah, overflows even if one pours.
Yes, yes, yes.
So yeah,
Very good.
Krishna Kshetra Maharaj, I don't remember. I think I have read the book of this. And if I find, I'll share.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
yeah. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Gaurav Prabhu, you wanted to share something or?
Just wanted to thank you for such a nice katha of Lord Narasimha Dev. It was really nice to listen, go through this nice katha. Prabhuji, I had one funny question that this Hiranyakashipu was some kind of yogi that he survived so long tapasya without death.
Yeah, because of his determination. Yeah, determination is very important because when you are, if one is very passionate to achieve his goal, na, that is what is called absorption, that is called samadhi, right? It's fully focused on. So we won't call him as a yogi. Yeah, the symptom of a yogi is there, but used for a wrong thing.
Mhm. So he kept these pranavayus in the bones by his own strength, or
Hmm.
because of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
austerity he get some.
yeah. Power, mystic powers. Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji, one more thing that you said, that in the sattva guna in the starting, you
Mm-hmm.
said that sattva guna yes, make one to go in the upper planetary system and tamoguna and rajoguna keep one in the lower planetary system or on the earth, right?
No,
So
I didn't say that. What I said is that when one is situated in Sattva Guna, right? I mean, this is actually not that Sattva Guna which we say, okay, to put still go in the cycle of birth and death. What I mentioned there is the activities are pious activities. Yeah. So which means other if one is acting more in Rajoguna and Tamoguna, then he's going more down in the he will stay in the life and death cycle, but he will be more into different kind of species of lower nature.
but Prabhuji, to perform the activities in of Sattva Guna, which are situated in the Sattva Guna, one does not need any passion or
No,
Rajoguna or
no. Yeah, usually this is what we think, right? Because if we without creativity, without really intention to do, which we think usually this is quality of passion, right? But that creativity, what we're doing is material creation. Yeah, to create more for ourselves. And then there is depending on how much amount of passion that you mix, huh? Either more quantity or less quantity. There is always this that these three ropes are together. Sometimes two Vibhav. Sometimes there is this Rajoguna dominating, sometimes Sattvaguna dominating, sometimes, but the three modes are still there. And when one says he's purely in the Sattvaguna, which is Suddha Sattva, that is beyond the material nature, his consciousness in spiritual nature. Yeah.
okay, Prabhuji.
So when one is positioned in a devotion, yeah, that he is totally practicing devotion, then he is in that purity which is beyond this. That's why I was saying that it's a different Sattva Guna.
So, but to perform this particular activity in the devotional service, it is still not in the mode or not in the mode of passion, or one does not require.
No. In a pure state, which is like for a Uttama Adhikari, then he is beyond. Hmm? Yeah, because he's practicing bhakti, which is in the Suddha Sattva consciousness. When we are saying nature, it's consciousness. Hmm? And for a Madhyamadhikari and Kanishtadhikari, based on how much he is affected by the other influences, one is coming to a state where he cannot he will not fall down. Yeah, and then which means all the time in adhikari in an kanishta adhikari also there is a moment where he is positioned in the Suddha Sattva, but it's only a uh, very fraction of a moment that he is there. In that stage he is experiencing some ecstatic symptoms, and then he wants to continue that, and then he goes gradually to the next and next and next levels.
Mhm. So, Prabhuji, this mode of passion is different than this when one say that one should have enthusiasm for bhakti, then this enthusiasm is different than this mode of passion.
Wow, now we are playing with words, huh? Passion is adrenal, that quality that drives something. Yeah, encourage enthusiasm. Yeah, we don't see enthusiasm in negative way, right? Have we seen anywhere we see enthusiasm as a negative representation? No. He has enthusiasm to do something wrong. Yeah, but enthusiasm is still taken as a positive word. Yeah. How he puts it's secondary, but enthusiasm as itself is a positive. So enthusiasm in devotion, yeah, to really make it very clear, enthusiasm in devotion is good. Hmm?
Yes, Prabhuji. So where is the goal that decides or this?
Correct. Yeah, that's also is what the summary of the seventh canto, right? Like activities are there, but what kind of activity classifies who is who, not just activity.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I have a question that how did the Lord Narasimha avatar was ended?
How did he end? He just
Yeah,
left. Yeah,
but
after.
but I have read somewhere that Lord Sharba avatar has ended Lord Narasimha avatar because he is so angry at that time.
Oh, this I don't know. You're saying Sharabadev?
Yes,
Rishabhadev or Sharabadev?
Lord Sharba is the incarnation of Lord Shiva, I think.
Okay. Yeah, somewhere I read also this that okay, there was a war, and was Shiva defeated or did Shiva defeat? Are you telling about this one?
Uh, I don't know that
Actually,
particular.
we read it somewhere, Prabhuji, that
Yeah.
Nrsimha Dev became so angry and
Hmm.
nobody was able to control his anger and he was not calming down.
Yeah.
So Sharaba was one form or one avatar of Shiva, and it is this avatar that ended Nrsimha Dev's avatar. So
I
we just
read
wanted
that.
to confirm if this is.
No, even I read that, but I didn't. I mean, I read only through internet, nothing very authorized scripture.
Yeah, same,
Because
same.
yeah, yeah, maybe it was in Kaura. I don't know which where it came. I also read through that. What I remember is that how did he leave was that he was flying from one hill to the other hill, and that's why in South India we have so many Narsinga Kshetras where he was jumping from one place to the other, and finally then he disappeared to his spiritual world. This is what I read,
Okay.
but yeah, more to know.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yeah, that is true. That is one of the reasons why there are so many temples in South India. Because recently, when we went to India, also we went to a temple in Vishakhapatnam, which is there on a hill, Nrsimha Swami Temple. We
Hmm.
asked the past time over there why, what is the history behind the temple, and even the temple pujari told that he was so angry, he is jumping from one hill to the other, and at some point he has to calm down. So they applied chandan and everything,
Hmm.
and that temple is regarded as a last step which he took, and
Yeah.
then he disappeared.
Yeah. And that Chandan was applied by, you know whom? Recently, I came across this that the temple authorities have released a video, yeah, about the Simhachalam in South India. Yeah, actually, there is this Varahadev who was being worshipped there, and then when Nrsingadev came, he entered. Yeah, he entered into the same Murti where Varaha Swami was being worshipped. Yeah, so in that way, that's why the Murti is called Varaha Nrsingadev. Yeah,
Okay, Prabhuji.
and then there was this Yaksha or Gandharva, I don't remember his name. He arranged to as a service, yeah, to Lord Nrsingadev by applying the chandan. This is one reason, and the second thing is also to pacify Nrsingadev. These are two reasons, and because it was done, that's why even now the chandan is brought from which where is this place? They bring the wooden, yeah, from the Malay hills. Even now, every year the chandan is brought, and so many kilos of wood is. I mean, there is a whole process that starts, um, and they start in January in Magha Mas, I think. Yeah, they start to collect the wood from that place. The authorities have to, government has to grant it, and the wood is brought, and they scrap the wood. So many priests, they scrap the wood so that they can get the powder and they can make the paste of it, and this paste is applied to Nrsingadev, and that's why only for a day or so there is this Nijarupa Darshan, yeah, to see where one can see the Varaha Swami as well as Nrsinga Swami in the Murti form, yeah, and again the Chandan is applied. uh, I read it is so many kilos of Chandan, not it's a huge. I mean, I had the fortune to stay inside the Garbhagudi in the temple sanctum for a few minutes. Yeah, I think maybe one full round of japa I could do inside when I was inside. Where the murti is very powerful. Yeah, completely covered in chandan. Yeah, it's very nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for the background information.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't somehow didn't say because I saw it was a Telugu one. That's why I didn't put it in Parivartan. But I'll share this video. Yeah. Yeah, so I can't answer your question, Saundarya Mataji, Suryatej Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank
It
you,
was a good.
Prabhuji.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
that.
And I've also heard about this Chandanotsav that you are talking
Yeah.
on Simhachalam,
Yeah.
Visakhapatnam. So there is
Mm.
one day where we can see the Murti without Chandan.
Yeah.
And I've heard it is a little bit scary.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, scary. Okay.
Yeah, I could not visit there, but unfortunately, but yeah.
What happened is when I went early in the morning at 6 o'clock, that is the same exactly. As soon as I entered, because they saw I have a japmala in my hand, the priest said, "Okay, come inside closely, have darshan." I was thinking, oh, very nice. I can have darshan of the Lord very closely inside when I went. Then at that moment they closed the gates so that one cannot go inside or outside the temple room. Yeah. So the priest was saying, don't worry. There is there is a process. Some service was going on. He said, yeah, until then you can stay inside. And after then also I was staying inside. And then he said, okay, yeah, if you want, yeah,
Even the
you can
same thing
have
happened
stay
with
there.
me also, Prabhuji. So last time I visited India,
Yeah.
we went really late, around 8:30 p.m. I guess. We went near the, I mean, we went to the entrance and I thought, yeah, we could not have darshan. But some security guard told us you can buy some ticket, some seva or this thing is happening. And yeah, four of us, I think, me, my parents, and my Saundarya Mataji's brother.
We're
We had
inside.
this fortunate that we could spend there spend some 45 minutes inside. Yeah.
And also there is one big pillar, right? People say if one has to hold it tight, yeah, and something is there. What is it?
We have to make our wish and tie there.
We can write
Acha,
our wish
for
and tie.
wishes, Saundarya Mataji. For wishes, we have, yeah, I mean, we just have to extend our hands around the pillar to hold it. Now it's very fat, and then what we do is we pray. Okay,
We
so
pray.
nice,
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
very nice. Yeah, we can always have our spiritual desires fulfilled.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Okay, then thank you very much. Continue with remembering Smaranam, yeah, of Lord Narasimha Dev. Not just today, yeah, not just today. With the great fortune, blessings of Srila Prabhupada, we have this that we are praying every day, morning and evening, doing the Nrsimha prayers. Why? Because we want protection. Yeah, we want protection, and we see how Lord protects his devotees. Yeah, I was telling what all ways Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill his son, huh? And how Lord protected every moment. It's not like Lord finally appeared after seeing all the tortures. Why is he waiting so long? No, he was protecting Prahalad at every moment, and because Hiranyakashipu wished to see him, he appeared, and yeah. So in that way, he is a Bhakta Vatsala, what devotees want. Yeah. He cannot see the suffering of devotees. He wants always protect. So we want that protection. We should not be scared of, oh, he's a Ugra Swarupa and can burn. Yeah. We should not be scared with that because, yeah, it is compared like a lion. Lion very safely holds its cub in its mouth. Whereas the same lion can be quite ferocious to elephant. So we should always, yeah, feel that, yeah, we want to be devotees with our ups and downs, with all our bad and goods. Nevertheless, as a parent, yeah, Nrsimhadev always gives protection and help us in advancing in devotion. So it's very strongly recommended that every one of us have Nrsimhadev in our altar because that way we can see him, we can serve him, we can be blessed. श्री श्री प्रहलाद लक्ष्मी नरसिम्हा भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय। शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
हरे कृष्ण।
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.